We've got news about Blade, which isn't looking good. We've got news about our 300 brand new TV show, and we're going to be diving into the brand new Hypercharge Unboxed that's just dropped on Xbox. And the biggest question of all, is it worth your time after this long 2-year wait, 6 years since it was initially announced and come out? Is it worth that wait? Well, we're going to answer that question right now.
Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi, Ranters. Welcome back for another episode. Almost feels a little bit long since the last one, even though it's only been a week. I'm glad to be back in front of all of you, both either listening or if you're watching. And as I mentioned, we've got a big jam-packed episode this week, as always, and I can't wait to dive into Hypercharge. As I said, it feels like it's just been such a long journey for this game to come out since it was first announced, but here we are, finally around the corner. It dropped this Friday, but we got some bad news, good news, what's happened the past week, and some devastating news, which could be another big hit for Marvel, which we're all going to get into that. But before, I'd also like to do a little bit of housekeeping and say, if you haven't already, please go check out our last episode as we reviewed the brand new Furiosa, the Mad Max Saga movie, which was an absolute blast, but it did have its troubles, which we do get into that episode. So please go check that out, and I would we appreciate it very much so. So also another thing to keep in mind is we're in June, which means the brand new TV show of new season of The Bear, The Acolyte's coming out this week, and the following week we get The Boys season 4. Yeah, boy. I'm so pumped. I'm so ready to go back into the world of The Boys. You have no idea. And we've also got some brand new exciting guests for when that does officially drop in the week. So we're going to be reviewing every single week. But what's coming out first is Star Wars Acolyte. So strap yourselves in and get ready to go to a prequel of the prequels, if you will, and go for a brand new tale in a galaxy far, far away. That's as I'm recording this, it's only dropping within 3 more days, so get ready for that. So let's get into the news. And this news I read, I think is absolutely ridiculous. And I can't believe it's even being considered, but at the same time, I could be showing my age. Jim Morrison, who is the president of Pixar Studios, has said in a recent interview that reboots of Pixar films is being considered for some outrageous reason. And top contenders for that look to be both Finding Nemo and The Incredibles. Now, the reason for this is because they want to look into doing a reboot, and also they want people to come back and remember why these movies were so great. No. Doing a reboot on Pixar films, I feel like is an absolute no. Now, it's never crossed my mind. I've never thought of it going, should we have a reboot? Or should there be a reboot of Pixar films? I guess that's a big question. I feel like I speak for 98% of the entire population that says no. We don't need a reboot of any Pixar films. They're not that old to get a reboot. Toy Story is getting up there, but we got Toy Story 5 coming out next year. And Incredibles isn't that old. Finding Nemo isn't that old. All the plethora of the Pixar characters aren't that old that justify a reboot. Not to mention, because these films are so entrenched in our memories, our childhoods, growing up, the giant Pixar theory too, you're going to mess it up if you do a reboot, I can imagine so. We can't just keep doing reboots. Yes, I know Pixar has had an absolute dip in quality, and we've seen it. Pixar was like this, and it's just going down as the last few releases as shown with like Buzz Lightyear last year, which did not do too well, unfortunately. But it was last year or 2 years ago now. Oh God, yeah, COVID movie, so about 2 years ago now. But it's saying that I feel like we can't, absolutely none of the reboots. I don't know who's going to say yes or no, but it can't. Now, this is a thing in Hollywood right now, and we know they're doing prequels, sequels, reboots with everything, or legacy sequels. That's another one on top. I prefer the legacy sequels as long as they've done right. Looking at you, Indiana Jones. Actually, no, Indiana Jones 5 was a sequel. Is that start coming up with original ideas. Pixar. You had banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after. I'm not joking. Banger after banger after banger, and just this last couple, you've slipped a bit. Doesn't mean to go, oh, you know what? We're going to hit that reboot button and let's do it all over again. Now, if they announce tomorrow, oh, we're doing a reboot of Toy Story, the bloody outcry from everyone would just be insane. And it's no. And this idea of doing a reboot should be buried and dead and should not be at any board meeting at Pixar. But I'd love to know, would you like to see a reboot of a Pixar film? And if you do, which film would it be? And I'll tell you why your answer is wrong. No way. Now, this is a big mess for Marvel. Unfortunately, the Blade movie has hit another snag. There's rumors going around that they've lost another writer. They're looking for another writer at the moment. It's meant to start filming in September. It has been delayed 1, 2, 3, 4 times and now Maracha Ali, I'm going to butcher that, sorry. He is apparently rumored that he has left the project. He's exited the film due to all what's happened. And the rumor that he's currently in talks to go join the brand new Jurassic Park 7 movie with Scarlett Johansson, possibly Chris Pratt. He's being very coy about that. But look, unfortunately, Blade has suffered so much. When it was announced, which is 5 years ago, this was announced, we were all hyped. We were like, yes, let's go. Brand new Blade. Is Wesley Snipes coming back? The multiverse of madness, everything. But it just seems like it's been, COVID delays, director change, writer change, another delay, whole script rework, everything has just suffered so much. It sucks the fact it's been taking 5 years from this movie getting announced, just until actually get feet on the ground and start filming. Now, another thing on top of that, as I feel like it's almost becoming like the Flash movie, which there was a bigger gap. I know Flash movie was, about 10 years when that was announced and that came out. But the Flash movie suffered the same thing. Different writers, different directors, delay, reworks again and again. But, out of all the projects that's coming out in the next few years from Marvel, this is the one that's been so muddled. Well, it sounded like for us, from the reports coming out, it's so muddled. There's something wrong with it. Has had to do tweaks. Thunderbolts has been delayed a couple of times, just again because of scheduling. That's fine. That's filming. That's on the go. Excited for that. Captain America: Brave New World has finished. They're currently doing reshoots at the moment to add a new character into that as well, which is exciting. But it's just, I don't know. And yes, we know Avengers 5 is currently up in the air because of Kang Dynasty, which we all know that, Kettle of Fish. But Blade is just, I know, is Blade, with everything of the rumors that we've listened to, all the rumors that we've spoken about, is Blade dead on arrival? Is that the biggest thing? I also like to say hello to Mr. Mark My Words from Come Past. Saw this man last night. We did a massive gaming sesh of Hypercharge, which helped with a review today, which we will dive in. Definitely go check out this man's channel. As I always say, he's dropped some killer videos lately. He's got a brand new YouTube trailer, and he's also going to be streaming X Defiant, which is the hot ticket at the moment. But yeah, that's my question: is Blade the MCU Blade is a dead end arrival with everything going on. And with all this news and all these bad news that's happening, are you even excited for this film anymore? Is it just like, I guess we'll wait and see. Actually, that's probably it. Blade is wait and see how this giant mess is going to be. And as mentioned, Jurassic Park 7, he's in talks for. And we got the brand new Deadpool bucket, which is, I don't know if it's definitely not as bad to me as the Doom bucket, but, there's definitely a lot you could do to the bucket. There's a lot you could do to it. Let your imagination go crazy on what you could do with a bucket with a giant Wolverine face. Now, here in Australia, I feel like we've been robbed. I don't know if I'm going to the wrong theater, but I never seen, ever since COVID, we don't get the fancy buckets anymore. We used to all the time, as movies were coming out, but it just seems like getting robbed lately. And I swear to God, if we don't get a Deadpool bucket, I am going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going to say something really dark just then, but I thought, no, I won't, because that's a bit bad. But the bucket looks nuts. And I still have my drink. When Logan came out, that was a sick bucket. Drink holder, it had like claw marks in it. That was sick. But the Deadpool, and it says on it, designed by Deadpool, really crudely, and it just looks so funny. And I can't wait to see what else people are going to do with this bucket. Actually, the best thing I've seen people do with this bucket is they started making memes from it, where they've started using the bucket as Hugh Jackman's face on Wolverine, and it looks hilarious. But we've got the bucket, ladies and gentlemen. Also, still staying on the Marvel trend, Marvel Rivals that recently did a PC beta test that came out and received high acclaim with a little tweaks that they made, will be coming on to PlayStation 5 in July. Where there was a brand new PlayStation State of Play, which was showcasing some great games like new Astro Boy, Silent Hill remake, which I feel like's just been going on and on and on. I'm like, it's like those games is like, it's coming. But Marvel Rivals is coming on PlayStation in July, so get ready for that. Brand new, still a beta, so no full release. But PlayStation fans will finally be able to get their hands on this, and it does. If you really, honestly, if you're not a big gamer, definitely go check out Marvel Rivals. Just the character designs, the abilities, it all looks very, very sleek. And I can't wait to actually try this game fully when it does come out. You've got my ticket. Now, we've also, this is just a quick reminder that the rumors going on. I said in our last episode that we were looking that probably at the Comic-Con or D23 that there's going to be Marvel's big thing to get back on track. And here's a shit ton of Marvel content. So the biggest rumor is going that majority of that will actually be shown at D23 on August the 9th, 10th, and 11th, where we'll see the brand new trailer for Captain America Brave New World. We'll see some footage of Thunderbolts. Also, the upcoming Disney Plus TV shows. We might a little bit earlier get the trailer for Disney Skeleton Crew, if that's not going to be for the next month, because that's meant to be coming at the end of this year. But D23 will be the hot topic this year for Marvel to get back on track. And we should see first on stage of our Fantastic Four, which is so strange, the fact that that's been, that we've got the cast, they've been announced, they're going to start shooting soon, and we haven't seen them on stage together at all of them together. So if they're on stage and they're in like classic outfits of Fantastic Four, that would just be out of this world. Now, also Chris Hemsworth, who's still currently living the absolute high from Mad Max, his outstanding role, he is going to be in the brand new Transformers 1 coming out later this year. Now, that's an animated movie. The trailer's coming out. That looks really good. Another trailer with Scarlett Johansson going into that looks fantastic. Now, what was also announced, as we saw from the after credits scene in Transformers, The Rise of Beasts, is that there's going to be a brand new Transformers movie with G.I. Joe crossing over. Now, the talks are at the moment is that Chris Hemsworth is going to be the leading man in that movie. Now, currently right now, it does not have an official release date. They're currently now just writing it. He is coming. But I think Chris Hemsworth being the leading man in that movie would be fantastic. I'm going to say right now, I think if Chris Hemsworth was the leading man in the Transformers trilogy originally, it would have been a lot better. I just did not like Shia LaBeouf. And Mark Wahlberg, he did his best, but still not enough. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth coming. Chris Hemsworth in talks. Who else would you like to see join this movie? And who else would you like to see as a big bad? Now, Venom. Now, we mentioned the fact that with Venom, there's a whole rumor going around that they're going to have a 10-year-old Peter Parker in this movie. It is going to be called The Last Dance. For obviously, this is going to be the last one with Tom Hardy in the movie together. He signed up for that 3-picture deal. Now, there's also rumored right now that the brand new trailer for this movie that's meant to be about 2 minutes long and 30 seconds has been rated. It's ready to go, and it will be dropping in the next week or so. Because this movie is coming out in October. It's right around not right around the corner, but it's not too far off. So, Venom, Last Dance. Now, there's still an interesting thing about this movie is there's still very little we know about the plot. All we know is basically the title and the slight rumors. So we still don't get an official synopsis of the movie at all. But it's going to see what you can see in that trailer. Who's going to be the big bad? Who are we going to have as a Spider-Man in it? Did he go back to his right universe, or did he go back to Andrew Garfield's? There's a whole plethora of rumors on there, but the trailer should be dropping the next week, which would be absolutely sick. Also, now, I don't know. It's funny. We've got this news announcement, the fact that Warner Brothers is currently working on a brand new 300 prequel TV show, which, if made in the same style as 300 and 300 the sequel, would be absolutely sleek, mint, fantastic to see on the small screen. Zack Snyder will be returning to direct and write this upcoming project, which begs the question: is this his next project? Because Rebel Moon has crashed quite hard on that, and that's where he's moving on to. Now, don't forget, Rebel Moon, we have got part 1, we have got part 2. There is meant to be a sequel to Rebel Moon altogether, and there's also meant to be the R-rated version of Rebel Moon part 1 and part 2, which currently now still has no release date. It was meant to come out, but I don't know what's happening with that. So that's also meant to come out 300 prequel TV show. If it is the case, I'm really excited for this. We have no release date at this stage, where I'd say, 2026, end of 2026, 2027, we'd be looking roughly about there. So keep that in mind, 300 right around the corner. Now, that is the biggest news that's happened in the past week. So let's dive into our review, which is Hypercharge Unboxed. Now, as I mentioned, this game is created by 6 guys. It's by the developer called Digital Cyber Cherries. Now, this game originally came out in 2020. This game, it was on Steam. Now, it did very well, but it was only about 2022, 23. It started kicking into real high gear and went absolute viral for this game. Now, from that, they did launch on Switch, and they finally launched on Xbox this past Friday. Now, they did make the announcement, would have been, about 2 years ago. I think about 2 years ago, they said they were coming to Xbox. I was really excited for this game, because I remember when it went viral, I was like, yes, I'm in. Split screen is back, especially because of the fact that TVs got bigger. Split screen completely died off completely. I was excited for this. I'm like, yes, take my money. I'm in. And unfortunately, I'm not a PC gamer, and I don't have a Switch. So I'm just basically just like, it's gonna twiddle my thumbs until it comes out. Just waiting for it to come out. But finally, we've got this game. Now, in a world of Call of Duty, which just got Call of Duty 6, it just got announced. Extra Find, which is the hot topic right now. This game is a time warp. Army men, soldiers, Toy Story, all Call of Duty, all mixed into one. And I was really excited for this. When it finally dropped on Xbox, I said to my friends, I'm like, games night, come over. We need to go play this game because it's split screen, which we did last night for a few hours. And I've been still playing as well. Now, this game is very straightforward. You are a toy. You wouldn't believe how many times I said that last night. But you are a toy. You are an action figure. You've got to verse other action figures, and then you've also got to verse waves and waves and waves of possessed toys that are thrown into the hypercore all together. Now, it is basically you got the hero, which is max ammo, and you got the villain who's max damage. And I would like to say very much that hi, Andy. Andy for coming past. Appreciate it, man. On YouTube. I always appreciate anyone who comes past our lives, on the episodes. It means the world. And Hypercharge. You have max ammo, you have max damage. And even in the front of the story, the kid favored one toy and not the other toy. And that's how this whole war started into this bedroom. Sounds so much like Toy Story. It's not funny. Now, as you got this, you have the campaign mode, you have co-op, and you also have your typical modes. So team deathmatch, King of the Hill, infected, which is kind of cool. Infected is you have to go around and try and touch the other players. Now they say that's a bit weird. But yeah, infected, you go around and you go try and get the other players. It's literally like tag amongst action figures. And then you also capture battery. Capture the battery is another one where you throw the other battery and you go try and get to the other base, which is pretty cool. So you all have those modes, but what I love about this game is that even all those modes you can do online, you can do it on co-op. So, and the best thing is, which there's not enough games do this, bots. So if you have no friends, which is sad, but if no friends online that you can play with, you can do bots on all of those modes. There is no limit on that. And not to mention, when you also online, you can also do the same, which is fantastic. And they have a co-op campaign, which you can do with your friends, which I miss that. Like I remember when you could do it in Call of Duty and you could do it in Halo. Those were some of the best times. Now, you're probably going to say to me, Lee, is this game just, is it good, or is it just going down memory lane for this? And that's why it is good. No. The combat is good. All the guns sound fantastic. The levels are immersive. It's massive. If you get on a small level, we were fighting on one which was in a bathroom, and it felt like Call of Duty's Rust. There was just so much going on because it was all of us just going nuts, going nuts on each other. Not to mention that the limit is only 8 people. And I was saying this, I'm like, if you could go up to like 20, it would just go crazy. It would just go nuts. So, if you've got kids at the right age and got friends, this is the game for you. Not to mention, this game is also cross-platform play. So, if you got friends on Switch, Steam, you get all ready for it. Now, the next question you're probably asking me is like, Lee, is this on PlayStation? Unfortunately, not yet. Their aim goal is that they will be launching on PlayStation at the end of this year. Now, this game is only roughly about $30 to $40, depending which country you're in. And another great thing about this game is that when you buy it, you get everything. Yes, they do have DLC stuff. That's more cosmetic, where you get these massive kits for action. Customization in the game is huge on what you can do with the action figure. You can really make your character unique compared to everybody else. There's also a fantastic build mode when you're doing waves and waves. So there's base building as well to try and combat, everything that's going on. There is about 14 levels. Sorry, there's about 10 levels, which are all massive, small. They give you that good vibe. I had so many flashbacks of Toy Story 2 video game with Buzz Lightyear, where you're in Owl's toy barn. Thought the exact same thing. And getting attacked by Beyblades was nuts. Bouncy balls, old army men. It's just nuts. So much can happen in this one mission. In those missions. So you've got the campaign, you can do both. So there was a lot of replayability in the game. They definitely give you easy, normal, hard, and I love the last one, nightmare. And I was like, geez, but like one bullet and you're gone in this game. So even though, and the thing is, this game is only made by about 6 guys. And if you go on their TikTok, you go on their Twitter, you go on that, and they show you how much love and dedication they do into this game and what it means to them. This game sold 25,000 copies on Xbox on day one. Currently, right now, the reviews on Xbox are 4.5 stars. Everything across the board is that this game is absolutely solid. In a world at the moment where when you buy a game, it's not, there's so much to download, it's not ready. There's a massive update. You have to wait, or, it's literally just a shell. You have to buy the season pass to get the full game. Call of Duty, looking at you. It's so refreshing in this time to buy a game and everything's in it. There's everything. Good, go, boom. And, and they are constantly updating it, making better. Everything is just so solid in the game. It's fluent. It's fantastic. Now, in saying that, I don't have an Xbox Series X. I have an Xbox One. Now, I don't know. No dig at Ubisoft there at all. No, because Ubisoft is just they're really good. Just really, actually, no, I lie. XDefiant, they've XDefiant, they've done really good. Everything else before that, no dig at all. Now this game didn't come with also some negatives. Now, as mentioned, I played this on Xbox One. I don't know if it was because of the Xbox. It should have been. I can't imagine so, but when we did split screen, there was some little bit of lag, but it went away and it was fine. All the modes were fine. When we went to go do co-op campaign, though, all 4 of us, there was a scene. There was one where all these bouncy balls come in. The game really lagged. Like I'm talking like early 2000s lag to the point where the game crashed completely. And since me playing on Friday, the game has crashed about 3 more times. It's either frozen, paused, and crashed. And not to mention one of our guys, I don't know how, he got flung outside the space of where where you're meant to go. He couldn't get back in, so we had to get out of the lobby and back in again. So we had to reset the entire game. But that was a little bit a negative. That was a little bit struggling with. And it's just some of the loading times in the game was a bit slow. I guess being, so used to Call of Duty and so used to Apex, where you're like in the game, in the next game, and you just keep going really fast. This game doesn't really kind of have that quick turnaround time. And if there was room for improvements, I would say about the game, was more levels. That would be fantastic. I was talking to my friends, I think another great option with this game would be gun mode. If no one who remembers gun mode, that was in Call of Duty where you start off with a pistol, you took out your team, you took out your enemy, you got a better gun. And you kept going and going and going and going and going until you got the machine gun, which is really cool. I think a game like this would really benefit from that type of style. Another one that would be really cool is that there is no dual weapons. I would love for them to have dual weapons, because every time I think of dual weapons, I just think of Halo 2, where you're like, yes, which back to my memories. So dual weapons would be great. But yes. And another thing that is great about the game is that there is no microtransactions. You get that game, you get bloody everything. which would be fantastic. But again, this game, you've got friends, split screen, go ahead. I saw someone's post where it was a dad and like two kids, and they were playing together on the game, and they had chips and everything. I was like, yeah, that's that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And if I had kids, I would do the same thing. And then again, if I did have my dog, who's next to me the entire time, which I wish he could play as well, that'd be fun. But if you are looking for something reasonably priced, and no, it's not in Game Pass, and you've got, and you're just looking for a different type of shooter, something a little bit different, something that's going to pull the nostalgia heartstrings, this is the game for you. You will not be disappointed. The people I've spoken to that have played the game, they've had the same gripes as me about the loading and about the crashing. They've had the same. Some people haven't. It's very interesting depending. This is a game for you. And it's not, you don't have to be a brilliant marksman like on Call of Duty or X Defiant. This is really just pick up, play, and go. That's all this game is. And I've been enjoying it so much. It's just something about an Iron Man that's 2 feet tall that's stabbing you in the side of the leg, or you're getting attacked by a Beyblade, or there's a giant T-Rex with a rocket launcher on its back trying to take you out. Also, the fact that there's also an airplane above dropping more army men to attack you, or the fact that you get stuck in a sink. There is just so much fun to this, and this was everything I'd hoped for. Yes, the wait was killing me, but it's a fantastic ride, and it's definitely a game you should be picking up this week with everything else. But look, that's our review for Hypercharge, and I would like to say thank you very much to everyone who's come past for this episode. And again, if you've picked up a Hypercharge, what do you think of the game? What do you think about Blade? Is that dead on arrival? Who else do you want to see in Jurassic Park 7? And a whole lot more. And as then, next week, we will be viewing the brand new episode of Acolyte. So until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.